Hello everybody, hope y'all are doing good out there. Today is the first day of the Mini Trapper Challenge. This is the Mini Trapper that I'm taking with me. I believe this was the last Mini Trapper I picked up. This is one of Case's bone stag knives. You can see the bone on this one is pretty thick. This is one of their Mini Trappers that has your traditional clip blade for the first blade. And then it has the Wharncliffe blade for the secondary blade. So that's pretty cool. Most Mini Trappers are going to have a spay blade for your secondary blade. But you can see here on the pattern number, you're going to have a W after 7, and that's a reference to the Wharncliffe style blade instead of the spay blade. But I was wanting to show the knife that I'm carrying for this, and I want to thank everybody out there who's joining in. We've got a lot of people joining into this challenge this time. I don't know how many we've got. I wish I had some way to kind of gauge, but I'm sure that we're way over 100 just from the comments that I've seen. But I was wanting to show that. The other thing is I was wanting to thank Hillbilly Ridge Outdoors. A while back, he'd given me some of this wax he makes, and I was putting some of this on some of my bone handles, and I just wanted to thank him for that. If y'all don't watch his channel, go over and watch his channel. He's got some really nice knives, and he's got a good channel. But I had never really used a lot of wax on my bone handles on my knives or anything like that. So I don't know a whole lot about it. But he makes this wax, and it does a really good job at keeping the bone shiny, and I imagine it's pretty good for the bone, keeping it moisturized. So this is a good wax to use. I was talking to someone in the comments earlier, and they were asking what was a good kind of wax to use or oil to use, and I really don't have a lot of information to offer because I don't have a whole lot of experience with that. But I will say that this wax that Hillbilly Ridge mixes up, it works really good. It gives you a really nice sheen. The way I've been doing it is I just put it on there and let it set on there for a minute or two, and then I take my rag and I polish it off. Wipe it off real good. And it really gives a nice luscious color. I found that especially true for the amber bone and for the pocket worn red bone. It did very good on both of those handles. And it gave it just a really nice color and a really nice sheen to it. You can see the red bone there. Red bone is a beautiful handle material, that's for sure. I also put a little bit of that wax right before I started the video here on this toothpick. I haven't tried it on the blue yet, the navy blue. Well, they don't call this navy, they just call this the blue bone, but it really looks like a navy blue. Get this wiped off here. I think that this is going to do really good on the bone handles that are pretty vibrant in one way or another. It adds a lot of coloration. Just adds a lot of sheen and depth. You know, I think it's true. They say that I think Case makes the prettiest knives. We can argue about blade steel and that kind of stuff, but the bone on their knives is absolutely amazing. That's for sure. What do you all like better? You like the blue or the red better? Yeah, this is an older Case Copperhead. This one was in pretty rough shape when I got it, and I did a ton of buffing and restoration work to it. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's a 78. I don't know near as much about these older cases. Most of my case knives are 30 years old, or maybe a little less than that. I'm just doing this one end right here. Just for a second there. Look at the sheen down there. Looks really nice. But if you all do use wax, which kind of wax do you use, and how do you apply it to your bone, and why do you apply it? Do you do it mainly for looks to keep the bone shiny, or do you do it for preservation to keep the bone good and moist, keep it from cracking, or why do you do it? I'd be interested to know. So yeah, we're planning to do the mini trapper through Friday. We're doing it a work week challenge. I've really enjoyed looking at all the different videos so far that people have been putting out showing the mini trapper that they're going to be carrying. The mini trapper was the first case knife that I had went out and bought, and it's been one of my favorites ever since then. It's just a wonderful knife, the mini trapper is. And I think it's a great beginner knife too, because it's so simple and so practical. And I think that makes the mini trapper just a great knife to start off with. It's not as large as the full-size trapper, so you don't have to worry about that. And it's just right size for the pocket. For me, it's a great size for my hand. I've got, wear a large to extra large glove, and it feels good in my hand. The blade's long enough, but not too long. It's a great knife. I went ahead and I waxed this amber bone peanut right here. And I went ahead and did the 2 red bone peanuts I've got. And like the gray bone and the Caribbean bone. So I've got wax on all of those. And I also did the blue toothpick and my red toothpick and this mini trapper right here. It will also be interesting to see what everybody cuts with their mini trappers. Sometimes you'll go through a whole day without even hardly needing a knife. Other days, it seems like you're using a knife all day. And it can be funny sometimes when you think about what you actually ended up using the knife for. Like today, I cut some tire inner tube. Cut some of them, them straps they use that are kind of, I guess to say kind of bungee or kind of springy, that hold shoes together like if you're at a store, so you can't run off with one and leave the other. I'd got a pair of shoes and I had to cut that loose. You just, you never know what you're going to end up using a knife for. That got this one shining. I'll probably be carrying this one this week. This is one of my favorite mini trappers right here. Now this one was the first mini trapper that I ever got. I didn't know it at the time. I got this one because it was on sale. And they had a really good price on it. It was one of them online deals where you get like $20 off. And I didn't know much about it back then when I got this one. This was the first case knife I ever went out and bought myself. And I think it was a factory return because the box was covered in oil. It had 2 or 3 odd stickers on it that aren't normal for case knives. The pivot was so loose you could rattle the blades by shaking the handle. And it just needed a whole lot of work. But as I worked and as I learned how to fix it, it took me about a year doing step by step. But now I've got this knife cleaned up just like a brand new one. Now this knife right here is what they call whiskey bone. And I didn't know a whole lot about it at the time. Again, I got this one for a real good price. This may have been the 3rd case knife I ever got. Something like that. I found a good buy on it. It was the first carbon steel case knife I ever ordered. This was back when they were using their CV steel. This is a 2019 if I remember right. But I didn't know it, but these whiskey bone handles have gotten pretty popular these days. They're pretty expensive sometimes when you see them. I wasn't expecting this one to be, and honestly I don't really love the color orange. And so this is the only orangish knife I have. But I do like like this knife a lot. It's got a nice patina on it, and you all know I like the pocket worn knives. Got excellent back springs on it. Listen to that. Nice knife. And in this one right here, again, this was one of them that I just found an amazing deal on. Got this one new. I've got a few of these blue-handled Rogers Jigbone case knives, and this one right here, I found this one for it was brand new. It was like $35 brand new or something, which is a really good buy for one of these bone mini trappers like this. My dad and I have these in a matching set. They're identical to each other, and so that's kind of neat. But yeah, thanks for watching, y'all, and thanks for everyone joining in to the Mini Trapper Challenge. Y'all have a good day, and keep your knives sharp.